large builders are achieving efficiency, something they've touted for a couple decades. They're actually achieving, and their G&A is coming down as they're driving more and more revenue into single markets. And so the more kind of shrimp they can put on the Barbie, the more bottom line profits they can drive from the incremental revenue within an existing market. And then there's a drive to push into new markets for expansion. And one of the trends you've seen over the last 3-4 years is a willingness to go to secondary markets. So there were some folks like D.R. Horton who feasts on the secondary and tertiary markets and are extremely successful there. But a lot of the other larger builders shied away from that. And increasingly, they're willing to do that. Just within the last couple of days, I've met with a number of public company CEOs and CFOs and COOs, and several of them have said, hey, yeah, secondary markets are now on the radar. Take a market like Columbia, South Carolina. 10 years ago, I gave you the exact statistic. The public and foreign builders had less than 20% market share. It's now over 90%. It's getting harder for smaller builders, smaller private builders. It's harder to access capital. So whether that be through traditional banks or even through private debt or land banking, it's becoming more challenging for them. They're getting squeezed on margins. In the current interest rate environment, they're forced to buy down rates or make other concessions, which is reducing margins. And those that didn't have sort of outsized margins going into the third quarter of 2022 are challenged a bit right now. And they're finding it harder to procure new land positions because of the reasons I said, right? Whether you're trying to buy land from, Farmer Joe and Farmer Mary, or buy finished lots from a third-party developer, the bigger folks are being more aggressive on those terms, right? So even though the small guy may be willing to pay more, the terms, the timing, everything are just more attractive that the third-party developer or farmer are going to deal with the bigger builder.